Welcome, everyone, to our business overview. I'm glad y'all can make it. Let me introduce myself. My name's Alex Abian. I've been with the Alliance for a long time, since the beginning, 25 years, with Andy Albright as my mentor, and very excited to share this opportunity. Every time I show our business, every year it gets better. So when we showed this 25 years ago, it's nothing like it is today. So every time I show it, I get all fired up because it's so much better for you getting in today than it was for me getting in. And I was jacked up when I got in. Okay. So walk with me in this journey to show you what the Alliance is all about. It's going to be sort of a 30,000-foot view of what the Alliance is, who we are, what we do. We're going to answer 5 basic questions that I'll go over. And hopefully after I'm done tonight, you'll see something that might interest you. And hopefully you'd want to come on board with us so that you can achieve your financial goals. And, for those of you that's not the right thing at the right time, that's cool too. At least you know that you saw something then that maybe you can tap into later when your situation is right. Okay. All right. Again, welcome. My name's Alex Abian. I've been with the Alliance for 25 years, ever since the beginning. I was the original web designer and agent and manager. I helped Andy get the business off the ground from his basement, and I was your kind of token Asian web designer, webmaster for a very short time. But anyway, it's good to be with you all tonight. Hopefully, we will get through this and give you a good taste of what the Alliance is all about. And very excited to share this opportunity because this opportunity is something that really has changed my life. And thank you, Andy Albright, for sharing this with me. That's my lovely family, taking it to University of Cincinnati football field, football stadium. And this is why I got into the business 25 years ago. 25 years ago, my 3 oldest were 4 years old, 2 and 1. And my wife, Jenny, was stay-at-home mom, and I was slaving away at the recruiting company. I was making 150,000 a year, but it just wasn't fulfilling, number one. Number two, I never saw my kids. That was important to me to actually be their father. And number three, I just felt enslaved. Okay. I don't know if y'all ever had that feeling where you look out the window on a Friday afternoon and you're staring out knowing that you're going to be knocking it off for the weekend, and you see people already starting their weekends, and you wonder, is there anything better than what I'm doing now? You ever that sick feeling in your stomach like, Lord, what am I doing here? And you could be so much more. You could provide so much better for your family. You know that you can find some element of control and freedom, but you're not getting it to where you're at right now. I remember when I was in another job, the first situation where I knew I was not in control was, some of my background. I went to the Air Force Academy, proudly served my country in the United States Air Force as an officer, did my 5 years there, and felt like I needed to do something more. So I decided to get into the corporate world of defense contracting. So I was a consultant, and it was okay for a while. Okay, I thought I was making good money, thought I was doing good, but then I started getting this feeling like, do I really want to do this? And what really gave me the wake up call that I was not in any control was four days before my oldest daughter Zoe is born. She's the one on the right side there. 4 days before she was born, she was born December, or 4 days before Christmas. She was born December 21st. So 4 days before Christmas, we knew we were going to induce her because she's 2 weeks late. And so I go into the office the day before, which was like on a Thursday. And I was excited because I knew that we were going to finally have this child the next day. So I was all excited. And, my boss hears me, giving out candy bars and everyone's congratulating me. And so he does one of these, come here. And it was like, oh, okay. I felt like a trained animal. So I went to his office. He proceeds to, tell me to sit down. And I sit down and he closes the door, which I didn't think was a very good, to give me a good feeling. And then he proceeds to tell me that after Christmas, I'm not going to have a job because the Air Force canceled our program that I was working on. And my salary range was a little bit high that no other project could take me on without sucking down their profit. So basically, he told me I didn't have a job when I got back from Christmas. And I sat across his desk. I didn't know what to feel. I started to get really angry. And I felt like jumping across, I was playing the scenario in my head. I wanted to jump across that desk and stick my hands around his 17-inch neck and squeeze it to 15 inches. But, fortunately, I did not do that. And I realized something pretty quickly that the person that put himself in that chair was me. It was my choice to be employed. It was my choice to take a job. It was my choice to be under the control of a boss, of a company that could dictate how much money I made, how much time I get off for to see my family on vacations. They dictated everything, and they dictated whether or not I had a job. And it was that moment that gave me the burn that I need to find something different that I was doing. I had to find something different. I had to be in control. I didn't want a boss to control my security. I didn't want anything. I didn't want the environment, the economy to control my security. I didn't want the government to control my security. So that's when I got on my knees and I did one of those, bargaining prayers. You ever have a bargaining prayer? It's like, okay, Lord, I need help here. I need to find something. Can you answer my prayer and send me something that I can get free out from this oppression from a boss holding me under his thumb? And that was my prayer. And then thank the Lord, 2 weeks later, my buddy Andy Albright, whom I knew from a previous business, called me up and said, "Hey, Bo, you open-minded making some money outside of your job?" I said, "Dude, I am fired up, excited. What do you got?" And he proceeded to tell me about the insurance business. And I told him, "Do people make money?" He goes, "Dude, you have no idea." I said, "I'm all in, man. Do I have to be full time in it?" He goes, "No, you can start part time." By this time, though, I ended up finding another job. And so I was in another defense contracting company when we were having this conversation. And I said, I got a mortgage, I got a wife, I've got 3 kids. If I can start this part time, I'd be fired up. And he goes, "Absolutely." I said, what do I got to do?" He goes, "You got to get a life insurance license." And then he asked me the key question: "Who else do you know that's broke like you that needs to make money?" I said, "How about all my friends I hang around?" Okay. And that's when I proceeded to share this business with my friends, Patrick Connors and Noel Leventovich, who ended up being some of my largest organizations, eventually in my career. And so that's when I joined the Alliance. Well, that's when we started the Alliance, really. Actually, it was December 99 is when I got my license. And then I got in January 2000 when I started selling insurance on a part-time basis. Within 8 weeks, I was making 2,000 a week. With another month after that, by end of March 2000, I flushed my job forever. Again, I was replacing a $150,000 a year salary, which today's dollars would be around 225. But within 3 months, I flushed my job and then doubled my income for 5 straight years, which was insane. Probably the biggest reason I did that was not only did I sell insurance, but I also started building my agency from Jump Street, man, from day one, because I saw the opportunity to build a business as well and took full advantage of that right away. So thank God that Andy Albright asked me, "Hey, you open-minded?" And I said yes. And it was the answer to that question that changed my life forever. Thank God. And truly it was an answer to prayer. And now my lifestyle is just like no other. So anyway, so I don't know how you came to on our call tonight. I don't know if someone asked you the same thing. Are you open-minded to making some money outside of your full-time job? I don't know if you were sitting there wondering, Lord, is there anything better than this? I know I could be doing more for my family. I know if you felt that sick feeling in your stomach that I got to get out of here. Maybe if you can relate to any of that, maybe this is something for you. So I'm going to lay this business out for you, and we're going to give you answer some questions for you. The first one is, what is the alliance? Then we're going to go over what is the opportunity. Next, how do you do it? Next, how do you make money? And then finally, who else is doing it? And I think by the time we answer these 5 questions, you're going to get a good feel whether or not you want to get more information. Maybe you want to get started right away, or maybe this is not for you. Either way, you're going to see something that you're going to be able to make some kind of decision on. So let's talk about what the alliance is. First of all, the alliance is a culture, okay? And I don't think that you would want to join anything without really understanding the culture of the people around you. And how I know that is you've been in toxic cultures, right? Cultures that didn't appreciate you, cultures that there was no way to move up and, get promoted. You had to wait till someone died, right? Toxic cultures. Well, let's talk to you about our culture, what we're about. Number one, we're a culture of service, right? It's service first. The way that we treat our clients is mission versus commission. Our job is to take care of our clients' needs first and foremost, without regard to how much money we make. We're there to do the best for them. And if we can't do anything that's going to help their situation out, then we walk away friends. But we're a service first culture. Next, we're really big into personal development, gang. We want you, if you join us, become the best version of yourself, and not just be the best salesperson, okay, or to be the best leader for your team. We want to help you become the best father to your children, the best mother to your children, the best spouse to your significant other, to be the most effective person in your environment, in your church, that you can do some amazing things. And if you have a family, the most important thing is being a great example to your children to follow. Okay. We're super into personal development. Next one is our environment is a culture of family, a culture of team, right? A functional family where you matter to us. It's not about you making us money. It's about how can we help you provide for your family and how we can help you meet your financial goals. Okay. We look at serving you to help you get where you need to go. Then finally, look, it's a great environment to grow, great environment that we treat you right and that you're a valued member of our team. But at the end of the day, you got to come in and create results for your family, right? And the results we'd like to think that we create for you is time and money, which equals freedom, right? Freedom to enjoy your family with time and freedom to provide for your family with money and other financial and personal goals that you have. So this is our culture. We're going to help you through serving you by serving our clients, right? By developing you, by creating an environment that you are a valued member of our team, and then helping you create the results that you're looking for. But let's talk about what else the alliance is. So basically, kind of the premise of the alliance is that there are millions of people out there that go through major life events on a daily basis. It could be tragedy going on with the loss of a loved one, right? Or it could be something that, the loss of a job, or someone gets cancer. There are a lot of things that that people go through on a daily basis, right? And when you encounter tragedy, it's something that could flip your family's world upside down because of the costs involved in burying someone or paying the bills when you die. Who's going to pay the mortgage, right? Who's going to replace the breadwinner's income should the breadwinner's income go away due to death? This is where the alliance comes in. What we do is we produce leads of people that are in these situations that are reaching out to find someone to help them, right? And so what we do is we provide these leads to our agents who calls and reaches out to these people to set up a time where they can sit down with them, meet with them at their house or virtually to find the best program that's going to fit their needs and their budget. We're going to present to them the best solutions. We're going to walk our clients through which of our partner companies are going to help them the best. And these partner companies are billion-dollar companies that have been around, some of them for 100 or more years. And we're going to take care of our clients with the best products at the price that they can afford. Here's just an example of some of the 55 carriers that we represent. You can see some big names on there, like actually CVS. Okay. They have an insurance company that we can help clients with. Transamerica, Lincoln, America, Mutual of Omaha, F&G Life, Transamerica, a lot of variety of companies that you've heard of and other companies that you haven't heard of, but that we represent that are all grade A companies. Let's talk about a couple of them that are some of the major companies in this industry that we represent. Mutual of Omaha, I'm sure you've heard of their name before. They've been around for 114 years. They sponsor more than a dozen golfers on the PGA and LPGA tour. They're also famous for that TV show, Wild Kingdom, that you can find on some of the streaming channels, the Animal Planet channel. And they're one of our valued partners. Foresters Financial, they've been around for 149 years. Since 2006, Foresters Financial partnered with Kaboom have built over 175 beautiful playgrounds across the United States and Canada. And they do a lot of charitable events. I've been involved in playground builds, and it's really cool where you can provide this to your communities. They also helped 6,200 Forester members, those are policyholders, with different kind of high need grants in the amount of 4.5 million. So these are people that have gone through hurricanes or flooding, where the Forester members have applied for monetary support from foresters. They would cut checks to give to these people, these Foresters members, okay, policyholders, to help them in their time of need. It's an amazing company. We're very proud to represent them. So here are two important things to know about the carriers that we represent. Number one, they have billions of dollars. So you never have to worry about cashing their checks when they pay you to protect their protect families. Number two, they have a personal relationship with us. The carriers all know the leadership in our company on a first name basis. They come support us at our training events, at our training conferences, and we know them on a first name basis. And that's what's really cool. Then finally, guess what? The Alliance rewards you for helping the client, right? And this is where we create some tremendous monetary rewards, both monetary as well as renewal income. We're going to go into the money later, as well as trips. Okay, that's pretty cool. So that's what the Alliance is all about. So let's dig into the opportunity. How big is the opportunity? Well, do you know anyone that bought a house? See, these people that buy houses, they're worried about what if they die, how are they going to pay the mortgage? And we've got the perfect products through a multitude of different companies that will cover, that will pay their house off in the event of death. How about this? Anyone who has savings and wants to retire, okay? These are maybe our senior clients, right? There are 78 million baby boomers out there. They're turning 65 at a rate of 11,000 per day. And statistics show that 100% of them are going to eventually die and leave their assets and their money to their heirs. And here's the unfortunate thing. Most seniors, actually most people, spend more time planning a vacation than they do planning for their retirement. And here we are here, the Alliance is here to help them. We're here to protect and help these people protect themselves and their families. And this may be the first time you are in the right time in the right place with the right people to get into a business like this where you can serve these people that need you. And here's another cool thing that we've added in the last couple of years is estate planning. Everyone, typically most people need estate planning. We found that only 32% of Americans have an estate plan. So here are typical myths on estate planning. I don't have enough assets for a estate plan. That's wrong. Virtually everyone needs an estate plan so they can bypass probate. The next myth is too complicated. We help our clients navigate it in a very simple manner through digital software. The next myth, I need a lawyer, and lawyers are expensive. That's another myth. You don't actually need a lawyer, although we can hook them up with a lawyer through our system. That's the beautiful thing about our estate planning system, that it's simple, inexpensive, and comprehensive. So that's the opportunity. It's a huge opportunity right now, gang. With retirement planning, we do a variety of different life insurance products. It's amazing. So let's talk about how do you do it? How are you going to learn to do it? And that's one thing that we do at the Alliance is we provide a variety of training and support resources. We're fanatical about training and support. We want to surround you with the team that will support you in every step of the way at your development in the insurance business to become a financial professional. We have a thing called Alliance University, and this is where Gina Hawks, our national training manager, has put together a website of training courses and videos and how to get started quickly in our business. We've got feature training, how to do estate planning. This is the most comprehensive Alliance University that you could ever run across that will train you in everything. We have a YouTube channel that has got hundreds of training videos that you can dig into so you can learn aside from all the other ways of learning. We do live training calls, the Wednesday call at 12:30 Eastern time on Wednesdays. We've got the product call, which is a podcast we do on Thursdays at 1. We have an activity call that goes into recognition and the latest ways of building the business and selling insurance at the 10 a.m. on Fridays. So we've got live calls every week. Other things that we have a Facebook platform that totally rocks, that we stay in touch. We recognize and appreciate the agents that are kicking butt out there, and we disseminate information on Facebook. And then finally, the ARC, the Alliance Resource Center, is the main portal that our agents are able to do a lot of different things, and that's provided to you for free. Let's dig into the ARC. The ARC has a dashboard in it, so you can see your projected income by the end of the year. You can see how many sales are going on in your business, how many sales your team is doing, what promotion level you're at, a variety of different YouTube videos, and a tracker for Thailand. This is amazing, the Thailand trip. So let's go into the other aspects of the ARC that we can show you. We show the top 5 in all the different categories, the building game, the ARC, who's making money, who's the issue paid producers, so on. So everyone wants to know, where do I stand? You'll know exactly where you stand. If you're competitive, you're going to love the ARC. How about hotspots? Hotspots are live training meetings that we have, and we have a map of all the live training meetings that are going on through the Alliance Nation, where you can plug into live training. Then we have upcoming events like the Thailand trip that's coming up that we're earning this year for next year. The next event, family reunion that's going to happen. We had the Cabo trip that we just went on. So a lot of informational things that you can plug into. Then, of course, more leaderboards, year-to-date premium leaderboards, weekly premium, year-to-date recruiting, right? And then the latest information. In fact, we have Ben Carson, who's going to attend our next event, Family Reunion. Actually, this weekend, we're going to have Ben Carson, and there's a small group of us are going to have dinner with him, and then he's going to speak. So we're very excited to hear from him. Another aspect to the Alliance opportunity is the once-in-a-lifetime trips, like earning a trip to Thailand. And that's what all the Alliance agents are working for this year to earn the Thailand trip. This is an all expense paid trip. It's going to last well, actually, it's probably 7 days. They're going to give you spending money, like almost $1,000 in spending money, and you can bring a significant other with you. So it's a plus one trip, all expenses paid, and it's a great time. Let's talk about how do you make money in this thing? What is the opportunity to make money? So let's break it down for you. Show me the money. Oh man, I love that movie. So let's talk about it first from a personal production perspective. So this is our promotion guidelines, and it shows that you can go from a 55% commission rate all the way to 140%, both as a producer and as a builder. So let's just start at the bottom of the promotion guidelines and talk about the producer side of the business. So there's a way that you can go up all the way up. You can go to the 120% level as a producer from 55%. So what does that look like? So we've got Juan here. And Juan, he's got a Saturday that he can work with us. So he's got maybe 6-7 hours. So he books 6 appointments, sits on 4, closes 2, makes 2 life sales a week, and he's at the 65% commission rate. So how much can Juan make working 6-7 hours a week on a Saturday, making 2 life sales a week? So let's look at his commission income. The average premium and the average commission for someone at 65% level making two life insurance sales a week at a 65%, he'll make $577.50 a week. Let's say he only works 48 weeks, takes 4 weeks off for good behavior. He'll make $27,720 a year. Not bad when you think about working 6-7 hours on a Saturday. But wait, there's more, because a portion of his policies are going to be what we call permanent policies, where he's going to earn renewal income. And renewal income is income that's paid for your policies when the client keeps it another year. So if the client keeps that policy for 60 years, you're going to get paid for all 60 years. If a client keeps it for, two years, you're only going to get paid, renewals for those 2 years. Okay. So what I show here is we're going to limit it to 10 years just to account for the people that drop their policies off, as well as people that keep their policies for the entire time. In other words, I'm making it very, 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 very conservative. Okay. I'm just pretending that it's only 10 years worth of renewals. So when you factor in renewals, you're going to add $30.45 a week in renewals. Let's say you work 48 weeks. So 1 year times 10, okay, of renewals, the total value is about 14,000 renewals. So really that's not bad when you look at, what is it, 41,000 in total compensation for just working 6-7 hours a week on a Saturday. Okay, so this is purely at the part-time level. So let's say Juan decides to step it up, and let's say he makes 5 sales a week. So let's say he works a couple nights, maybe one Saturday and one evening a week. So what kind of commission is he looking at? Well, at the 75% commission rate level, he's making $17.06 a week, works 48 weeks. That's $81,900 a year. The renewal total 10 years worth of the renewals is $42,840. So really not bad when you think about Juan working, maybe he's working, 12 hours, maybe 15 hours a week, part-time. Okay. Let me emphasize that, on a part-time basis. Let's step it up. Let's say Juan wants to work full-time. He's going to put in 10 hours a week. So let's say he averages 2 sales a day, working full-time, working 5 days a week. He gets promoted to the 80% key leader level. What kind of commission are we looking at now? Based on 80%, working 48 weeks, that's $176,400 a year, with a renewal income worth about $90,720 over the course of the next 10 years. Not a bad program. And remember, every year he works, he's going to add another layer of $90,000 to his income stream, total comp over the next 10 years. Okay, so it just keeps piling up. If he decides to work hard, he can work hard. But let's just say, and you don't want to be a Ned Ryerson for the rest of your career, and you want to build an agency. So let's talk about the agency building opportunity. I love that movie, Groundhog's Day. We always have this running joke about being a Ned Ryerson. All right, so let's talk about how our program stacks up. How does our program stack up against the other opportunities out there with other IMOs? Well, the first thing is you can override your agents in other states without needing a non-resident license. Most other IMOs require you to have a non-resident license in all the states that you have agents in. So, for example, if you have agents in Florida, but you don't have a personal non-resident license in Florida, all the business they're writing, you're still going to earn every dime of override that's due you. Is that cool? I love that. Here's the other one. You can override your agents with carriers that you're not contracted with, that they're writing business with. So let's take the example of your Florida agents. Let's say they're writing Mutual of Omaha, but you're in Ohio and you don't have a Mutual of Omaha contract just because you haven't had time to, get contracted with them. You're still going to earn every dime of overrides, even though they're writing Mutual of Omaha. Or let's say you don't write Medicare, but your agents write Medicare. You're going to earn every dime of overrides on all your agents' Medicare business. I think that's cool. Here's the other one. Chargebacks that you incur from any carrier will be paid out by all the carrier commissions that you earn. So chargebacks are paid off pretty quickly because all your commissions are going to go paying off all your chargebacks. Here's the other one. You also earn overrides on your agent's renewals. So those renewals I talked about, if you're earning an override on your agent, you're going to earn overrides on their renewals as well, which is pretty cool. Here's the other one that's really important. Promotions are immediate. So for example, if you're writing business at a 65% commission rate, and if you're with other IMOs, all the business that you write at the 65% will be paid at 65% no matter when it gets issued. Even though you might have earned a 70% commission rate bump, all your business you write at 65% gets paid at 65%. Well, with the Alliance, your promotions are immediate. So let's say you have 5,000 of pending business that you've submitted but hasn't got paid out yet, and you submitted at a 65% commission rate. Let's say you get bumped up to 70, all that business that gets issued will be paid out at the 70% commission rate. So in other words, promotions are immediate, especially on your business that's pending. We have a generous Medicare compensation program compared to other IMOs. I mean generous. And then you can earn commissions on managed money. So if you decide to get your securities license, you can sell mutual funds, you can sell securities products to your clients. And then this is where you can really amp your game up in providing securities products to your clients. And then finally, we have retirement specialists that will help you sell annuities, index universal life, or tax-free retirement. So you don't personally have to be the expert. We have experts that you can book your clients with that will help you close those deals. So this is how our program stacks up against other IMOs out there. So here's our promotion guidelines, as I mentioned. So this is how we go from a 55% to 80, but then you can go from 85 to 110, especially as you're building a business, and then all the way to 140, which typically at these levels, you've got an agency. What's cool about our program is that you can get a promotion as a producer, but if you build a team that gets you advanced to the next promotion level, you'll get to the next promotion level. And then let's say you do a bunch of promotion or production, that'll get you to the next promotion level. In other words, you'll get promoted whichever way is fastest for you, whether you're a producer and or builder. And then here's our glow bonus. So if you start breaking larger agencies we call regional managers, you're going to get an additional 8% for that first level of regional manager, 5% for the second level, all the way down to 7 levels at 1%. So you're going to get additional on top of the overrides that you're earning on your team. So how does that work? Well, let's start off showing you from a part-time basis what you can make just with part-timers. Okay, so let's remind you, Juan, he's doing 2 life sales a week. He makes $27,000 in total commissions. and 14,000 worth of renewals over 10 years. So let's say Juan wants to build an agency. Okay. So Juan decides he's going to build an agency. He's got a couple of agents that he brings on. Agents that only want to do 2 sales a week. They've got 6, 7 hours on a Saturday. They could do what Juan's doing to make 2 sales. And so we got Smiley Girl. She's at 65% doing 2 sales a week. And we got Stella who wants to get her groove on. She's doing 2 sales a week. So they're now making 27,000 plus 14,000 in renewals, just like Juan did. But what happens to Juan? Well, Juan moves up because he's got a team now, and he's also doing 2 sales a week. He moves up to the key leader 80% level. So let's check out what happens to Juan's income. So at the 80% level, he's making 35,200 a year in personal production commissions. But check this out. Now he's making an override, which is a difference between 80% and his agent's 65%. So that's 15% on their production. So he makes an additional 18,144 a year. So his total commission is now 50,400. And then he gets the renewals not only on his business at the higher commission rate, but he also makes overrides on his agent's renewals. So his total value of renewals over 10 years is another 25,200. So that's pretty amazing. He went from 27,000 to 50,000 a year, and then 14,000 to 25,000 a year on the renewal side. Pretty cool. He just opened the door, and you know what? He's still working 6 hours a week, and his agents are working 6, 7 hours a week. So in other words, he's making more money on the same amount of time. So let's say Smiley Girl and Stella wants to know, hey, how can we make the money you're making? He goes, well, do you know anybody? And so Smiley Girl knows Urkel and her kindergarten teacher, and she brings them on because they want to make some additional income, and they're only doing 2 sales a week because they've got additional 6, 7 hours a week on a Saturday to do the business. Well, Smiley Girl moves up to the 80% commission rate level. Now she's making more money the way Juan did. And then Stella does the same exact thing. So what happens to Juan? Now that he's opened up his business to 6 part-timers, he moves up to 85% agency manager level. And so he makes 37,800 at the 85% commission rate on his own personal production. Now he's making 22,480 in overrides. Now his total comp, well, not total comp, but his commission on the production level is 60,480, and then his renewals will be a total of 28,224 over the next 10 years. Not bad for now opening your business up to 6 other agents that can do this on a part-time level. So let's say Smiley Girl and Stella want to go agency manager. Well, it's because they're 2 people that they brought on want to move up themselves. They bring some other people on. Everyone moves up. Now Smiley Girl and Stella are at the agency manager level. Now what happens with Juan? Juan moves up to that magical regional manager 95% level. His income goes up now to 113,400, and his renewal income goes up to 56,952. Not bad for a team of part-timers. Now he's got, 3, 6, 10, 14. 14 agents doing part-time. No one's gone full-time yet. Everyone's doing 2 sales a week. Everyone has 6, 7 hours a week to be able to put in the business. So what happens at regional level for Juan? Well, if Juan can get Smiley Girl and Stella to the regional manager level, guess what happens? He moves up to VP at 105%, but then additional glow bonus kicks in of 8% in addition to his overrides. So what happens to Juan's income? Well, at the 105% level, selling 2 sales a week, he's making 47,800. His overrides on his agents and his 2 regional managers is 141,120 a year. And then the glow bonus, in addition to his overrides, is another 112,896. His total commission rate here is 301,896. And then the renewals, the personal production renewals, override renewals, and the glow bonus on renewals adds another 84,652 over the next 10 years. Not bad income for helping two other agents get to where he was at regional manager level. So I hope you can see opportunities for you here, even if you're part time. So let's talk about who else is doing it. This is our leaderboard as of July 2025, year to date premium. So these are our top 5 people: 746,137, 42 applications, 427 with 21, 409, 390, 341,000. These folks are they're probably at the 120% level. So you do the math in your own head. Okay. So people are making money doing this thing. How about annuities? So we talked about retirement planning. How about our top 5 annuity producers? 3 million, 2 million, 2 million, 2 million, 2 million. These folks are kicking butt. A lot of these people are writing annuities on our estate planning platform that allows us to get in front of retirement planning assets, which is pretty cool. And so what do people make on this? Probably 5, 6%. You can take 5, 6%. That's the commissions coming off of the annuities. And by the way, these folks are probably on the life insurance leaderboard as well. So there is a lot of money in this business. So what do you do next? So if you're first time checking this out, we recommend getting with the person that invited you. Set up a time to ask questions, and maybe they can get you to their managers. You can get a little more detail in the questions. Let's say you're jacked up and fired up now. Well, what should you do next? Well, heck, man, let's get your license done now. You can get your license done in about 5 days, honestly. And we've got online resources at a discount that we can get you into a training class and get your license done real quick. Here's the other thing, this thing I did, man. Who else do I know that wants to make money? Okay. Everyone I know wants to make some additional income, I'm assuming. Andy Albright didn't make any assumption. He just asked me. And that's how we find out, is we ask people. So who do you know? And we're going to help you expand the business to people that you know. We're going to ask a very simple question. Hey, Joe, you open-minded about creating some income outside of your full-time job? Yes, no, maybe so. Those are only 3 answers. If they're interested, great. We're going to interview them. We like them. We're going to put them in your agency, and we're going to train them for you. You don't have to do anything for them. We're going to train them on your behalf. So talk about total leverage, right? You give us a bunch of people we're going to talk to, man, we're going to build your agency, baby. And that means you're going to accelerate how much money you're going to make with us, just like I did. And then we recommend coming to the next live event. This weekend, we have Family Reunion in Burlington, North Carolina. We're going to have 1,500 to 2,000 agents there. We're going to have some intense training. It's not too late to come out to Burlington, North Carolina for that event. We got 4 major events a year. We do Zoom calls. The next Zoom call is the Friday activity call. We do the Wednesday call, the Thursday product call, and the Friday activity call. So we recommend getting to the next one. So find out from the person who invited you to where you can check those out. But gang, this business has been a tremendous business for me. It's been a blessing. It's been an answer to my prayer. And my life has never been the same. I've been blessed to earn an Integrity Marketing Group partnership by the grace of God. I had no idea. The partnership didn't even exist back when I got in. And the partnership is now available to all of you to earn stock in Integrity Marketing Group. And when they go public, that stock will be way more, and they will still bring partners on even after they go public. So rest assured, this opportunity will be a tremendous opportunity, and it's a better opportunity now than when I got in. So I hope that maybe answered some of your questions. Again, like I recommend, get with the person that invited you, and hopefully this made sense. God bless everybody.